Mini cabinet meets to focus on efforts to boost Thailand's decimated post-virus economy. The move comes as Thailand's economic leadership resumes regular meetings with dismal numbers emerging from the country's industrial and exports sector for May. Thailand's exports, 1 month after the country began its phased reopening, showed a contraction of 22% on the figure from last year. The Thai Prime Minister has ordered his top-tier economic team of ministers to get back to a regimen of regular meetings after the economic cabinet halted its Friday get-together in March at the height of the COVID-19 emergency. The first meeting will take place this Friday, but on July 24, the economic cabinet will meet to discuss, in particular, the devastating impact that measures to contain the virus pandemic has had on Thailand's once-vaunted foreign tourism industry, the jewel in the kingdom's economic crown. A full meeting of Thailand's economic cabinet will meet on Friday, the 24th July, to address the fallout and damage to the economy caused by Thailand's ban on incoming passengers and the full collapse of the kingdom's lucrative foreign tourism market, an unprecedented situation in modern history. It is now being suggested that Thailand may stand to lose between 1.5 and 2 trillion in income this year as a result of a continued prohibition of incoming tourists since early April. Bubble tourism concept thrown out this week. The COVID-19 center on Tuesday threw out plans to relaunch Thailand's foreign tourism industry touted by Tourism Minister Phithat Ratchakitprakarn based on a bubble concept and targeted at a select number of Asian countries, but primarily China, from August. The Economic Cabinet will meet again for the first time since it was suspended in late March due to the COVID-19 situation this Friday under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Prachuap. Demanding economic situation comes amid speculation on the political future of Deputy Prime Minister Somkid and his economic team. The meeting of the economic team comes amid speculation on the future of Deputy Prime Minister Somkid Jachusripatak and an anticipated government reshuffle following a change of leadership in the ruling Palang Prakarat party and the arrival of Deputy Prime Minister Prawit Wongsuwan, an ally and colleague of the Prime Minister, at the helm of the party. Palang Prakarat oversees 4 key economic ministries including finance, higher education, industry, and energy. Ministers resigned from government party on Thursday. Speculation of a cabinet reshuffle. On Thursday, 3 senior economic ministers within the Palang Prakarat party all resigned from the political movement. These include the finance minister, Uttama Yana, higher education, science, and innovations minister, Suvat Misansay, and energy minister, Santarat Santajaraong. The Deputy Secretary General at the Prime Minister's office, Tobzak Putrakhul, who works closely with Deputy Prime Minister Somkid, has also resigned his party membership. The Deputy PM himself has never been a member of Palang Prakarat. It is now thought the resignation of the 3 senior ministers will also see their removal from the cabinet, as, under the terms of the coalition agreement, these ministries are within the remit of the Palang Prakarat party, although the Prime Minister, General Prit, has always asserted his prerogative in making cabinet appointments. Despite this, there is intense speculation that a cabinet reshuffle will now take place. This has coincided also with speculation on the government's economic performance. Bad economic data from May on the agenda. The other 4 departments are the Department of Labor, which is overseen by the smaller AK Party, the Agriculture Ministry and Commerce Ministry overseen by the Democrats, and the Tourism Minister, which has a BMJP party minister. This Friday's meeting comes as the catastrophic impact of the virus is making itself clear. Ministers and top officials will review a series of striking and sobering figures that have emerged from May's data published by the Ministry of Commerce. Prime Minister to chair Friday's meeting. Mr. Kobsak, a key ally of Deputy Prime Minister Somkid, is coordinating this week's meeting. First, he revealed that the PM, Prachuap, has asked for the economic cabinet, made up of ministers from a range of 8 ministries as well as their key officials, to begin meeting twice a week given the increasingly pressing situation economically. Mr. Kobsak said the Prime Minister is looking for a recovery plan within a 6 to 12-month timeline. He then revealed the bad news. Exports plummeted 22% on last year for May, with industrial output down by 20%, investment by 10%. Exports plummeted by 22% in May while Thailand's industrial output declined by 20%. Investment was down by 10%. Taken with a cratered foreign tourism sector, this presents a bleak outlook. The figures apply to the period when Thailand began to reopen its domestic economy following a full lockdown in April. Thailand began reopening in a four-stage process. The figures highlight extensive damage to the economy caused by external factors including the dislocation of markets but also the impact of the domestic shutdown. The government and the private sector must hold talks to find solutions and all involved should be allowed to take part, Mr. Kobzak stated this week. Government in a race to finalize $500 billion bank loan scheme for small business employers. The key government fixer wants to see ministers finalize plans to allow small and medium businesses immediate access to soft loans being facilitated by the Bank of Thailand. The loans will be targeted at 3 million vulnerable businesses and involve funds being made available at a marginal interest rate to participating banks to lend out. In the meantime, the government proposes to absorb the interest charge, estimated at 2% to the target companies, for the first 6 months. The scheme involves a fund of $500 billion and is being made available so that these firms can stay afloat and maintain employment within the economy. Only firms making bank repayments at the end of 2019 eligible for new loan support scheme. The scheme is only eligible to firms that are not listed for investment purposes and who, up until the end of 2019, were servicing their bank debt and making repayments within 90 days. The maximum credit limit for a loan to be made available under the scheme is $500 million. Applications for the scheme began being accepted from April 27 this year, but it now needs to be launched. This will be a key focus of Friday's meeting. The Economic Cabinet meeting with the Prime Minister as chairman will be for everyone to help move the economy forward. It will address problems which require collaboration from all ministries involved, Mr. Kobzak explained. Further reading. Thai economy has until October to rebound or bad debts will begin to weigh heavily on the banks. Thailand's closure biting harder as one airline gets ready to cease operations forever and lays off staff. Tourism industry could be left on its knees if curbs on inbound foreigners are not relaxed or lifted in time. Thai economy in even greater peril as COVID-19 shutdown appears to have had a bigger impact than expected. Election of Prawit as Palang Prakarat leader will see more grassroots politics in government. Economic hole caused by virus pandemic yawns as Bank of Thailand flags large current account loss. Emergency decree extended by Thai government but politics behind the scenes abuzz with PPP party heave. 92% of suicides due to the virus are among the self-employed according to expert research group in academia. Government moves to clarify that it is not seeking cash from the kingdom's richest business leaders in overture. Thai MP calls on Prime Minister to resign as index shows a collapse in business confidence to a 9-year low. Polls show the public becoming more polarized as Deputy PM assures public there is nothing to worry about. Fake News Center ready as rights activists push for the toning down of the Computer Crime Act. Theminat claims the media attacks on him are a plot to overthrow the Thai government by a network. New Thai cabinet finalized as government set for July launch, PM to retain old hands at the helm. Thought again being targeted by big money piling even more misery on an already crippled Thai economy. Industry boss urges Thailand to join Alternative Pacific Trade Pact and plan for a long recovery from virus debacle. Prit to meet the people as former minister lashes out at the current government's multi-crisis economy. Thai workers left facing mass unemployment as Chiang Mai hotel staff protest 10 meters wage arrears. Risk must be taken to open up Thailand and its tourism industry without delay, says richest man. Richest man in Thailand calls for less time spent at school and a Thai education revolution for a new era. PM calls in business tycoons to help the country crawl back to economic normality after virus catastrophe. Government begins looking at borrowing options to fund huge $1.9 trillion economy rescue package. Thailand and US aim for a new more proactive trading relationship as ambassador meets Prayut. Challenge of defeating both the health and economic emergency, a big ask for Thailand's government in crisis mode. Thailand faces a third shock after the virus if high debt and the informal economy are not prioritized. No limit on borrowing as Somkid plots the biggest stimulus package yet to address the virus crisis.